It's the biggest art heist in history, and authorities are hoping you may provide a new lead in the case.
There are some significant paintings missing. By significant, there's a couple of Rembrandts and a Vermeer.
Thieves made off with 13 masterpieces from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum 27 years ago.
Throughout history, the audacity of some thieves has surpassed our wildest imaginations. Ingenious, bold, and often confounding, these heists have etched their mark, not only in crime annals, but also in popular culture. From stealing renowned art pieces to robbing vaults, these are tales that both baffle and mesmerize. Now let us embark on a journey, retracing steps of some of the most cunning thefts ever executed. Number 1. The Great Emu War Theft, 1932. In the annals of criminal history, few heists are as peculiar and enigmatic as the Great Emu War Theft of 1932. Contrary to what the name suggests, this wasn't a war in the traditional sense, nor did it involve the large flightless birds of Australia in combat. Instead, it revolves around a lesser-known episode of cunning and audacity during Australia's infamous Emu War. The Emu War, to provide some context, was a name given to a series of pest control operations in Western Australia. After World War I, veterans were given land to take up farming. By 1932, with the Great Depression in full swing and prices for wheat falling, these farmers were desperate for a successful harvest. However, an unexpected menace emerged: emus migrating inland, trampling and eating crops. In response, the government deployed the military, led by Major G.P.W. Meredith, with 2 Lewis guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition to combat the emu problem. It's during this peculiar war that our ingenious theft occurred. With all eyes on the military's efforts to control the emus, a group of thieves saw an opportunity amidst the chaos. The large movement of emus had not only brought Major Meredith and his men to Campion, but it had also attracted journalists and spectators, effectively diverting attention from other goings-on in the region. Seizing this opportunity, a cunning group orchestrated a theft of a government supply train. This train, initially intended to provide supplies for the struggling farmers, was laden with valuable commodities, including grain, machinery parts, and fuel. With the majority of the local population and authorities distracted by the Emu War, the thieves executed a near-flawless heist, redirecting the train's route and siphoning off its valuable cargo. For several days, the whereabouts of the stolen goods remained a mystery. By the time authorities pieced together the audacious crime, the culprits had cleverly redistributed the stolen goods, selling them off in black markets and even to unsuspecting neighboring farmers. Though the Emu War itself was deemed a failure by many, with the emus proving surprisingly resistant to the military's efforts, the Great Emu War theft was a testament to human ingenuity in the face of distraction. It served as a stark reminder that even in the most bizarre circumstances, there are those who can see and exploit an opportunity where others see only chaos. In the end, while the emus left their own mark on history, so did a group of thieves who brilliantly orchestrated one of the most peculiar heists in history amidst the feathers and gunfire of the Emu War. Number 2. The Gardner Museum Heist, 1990. One of the art world's most confounding mysteries, the Gardner Museum Heist of 1990 stands as a testament to the audacity of thieves and the fragility of cultural treasures. This infamous theft didn't just steal art. It stole pieces of history, leaving an indelible mark on the world of fine arts and forever changing the narrative of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. On the night of March 18, 1990, 2 men, dressed as police officers, rang the doorbell of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. Gaining entry under the pretext of investigating a disturbance call, they swiftly overpowered the unsuspecting guards. Once inside, with a mastery of execution, they proceeded to commit what would become the largest and most valuable art heist in history. Over the course of a mere 81 minutes, the thieves methodically traversed the museum, selecting their targets with a seeming understanding of their immense value. Among the 13 pieces stolen, the most notable were Vermeer's The Concert, one of only 34 known works by the Dutch master, and Rembrandt's The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, his only known seascape. These masterpieces, along with the other stolen works, were valued at an estimated $500 million. The audacity of the heist was only matched by its intricacy. The thieves, during their operation, ensured they left no traces. Security tapes were removed, and any potential witnesses, including the guards, were bound and duct-taped, incapacitated but unharmed. The museum, in a bid to recover the invaluable pieces, left the empty frames hanging on its walls, a haunting reminder of what was lost. These voids serve as both an homage to the stolen pieces and a statement of hope for their eventual return. The museum's board has offered a reward of $10 million for information leading to the recovery of the stolen art, further illustrating the profound desire to restore these masterpieces to their rightful place. Over 3 decades later, the Gardner Museum heist remains unsolved. The theft has inspired numerous books, documentaries, and investigations, each attempting to uncover the truth behind the missing artworks. The heist serves as a stark lesson about the impermanence of art and culture in the face of human greed and cunning. In the tapestry of art thefts that have occurred throughout history, the Gardner Museum heist stands as one of the most audacious and enigmatic, a tale of lost treasures that continues to captivate and mystify the world. Number 3. The Great Train Robbery, 1963. The mere mention of the Great Train Robbery often evokes images of a bygone era, where audacity intertwined with meticulous planning to birth one of the most iconic heists of the 20th century. The heist, executed in the early hours of August 8, 1963, in the serene Buckinghamshire countryside of England, remains etched in popular culture, not just for its sheer scale, but also for the personalities involved and the legacy it left behind. At the heart of this heist was the Royal Mail train, traveling from Glasgow to London, laden with banknotes destined for destruction at the Bank of England. Unbeknownst to the train's crew, a gang of 15 criminals led by Bruce Reynolds had devised an elaborate plan to intercept this moving treasure trove. Their target, the high-value packages carriage, where bags filled with used banknotes valued at £2.6 million, equivalent to around £53 million today, were stowed. The plan's genius lay in its simplicity and audacity. The gang tampered with the railway signal system, using a glove-covered battery to change a green light to red, forcing the train to halt at a predetermined location, the Bridego Railway Bridge. Once stopped, the driver was overpowered, and the criminals quickly made their way to the coveted carriage, offloading 120 bags filled with cash. Their getaway was just as meticulously planned. Using a series of vehicles, they retreated to a safe house, the Leather Slade Farm, where they celebrated and divided their ill-gotten gains. However, their jubilation was short-lived. A game of cat and mouse with the police ensued. The farm, which was meant to be their sanctuary, became their undoing. They left behind fingerprints and other evidence which the police used to track down many members of the gang. The Great Train Robbery was more than just a heist. It became a cultural phenomenon. It inspired numerous films, songs, and books. The allure of the crime was not just in its execution, but in the way it was perceived. A group of audacious men, not hardened criminals, taking on the establishment and, for a brief moment, winning. The echoes of the Great Train Robbery continue to resonate today, serving as a powerful reminder of the lengths individuals will go to challenge the system, the allure of fast money, and the fine line between audacity and downfall. Number 4. The Banko Central Burglary at Fortaleza, 2005. In the labyrinth of high-stakes heists, the Banko Central Burglary at Fortaleza in 2005 stands out, not for its flamboyance, but for its staggering meticulousness and patience. Described as one of the world's largest heists, this burglary didn't just break the bank, it went under it. Banko Central in Fortaleza, Brazil, was the unsuspecting target of a plot so intricately devised that it bordered on genius. At the heart of this operation was a gang of about 25 individuals, led by Antonio Josevan Reis Rezende. Instead of challenging the bank's formidable security head-on, they opted for a subterranean approach. Behind the facade of a landscaping business, they discreetly disposed of over 1,600 cubic meters of excavated soil without arousing suspicion. As they burrowed beneath the city, the gang meticulously studied the bank's security protocols, ensuring their plan accounted for every contingency. On the weekend of August 6, 2005, the gang's efforts came to fruition. They breached the bank's vault and managed to abscond with 160 million Brazilian reais, around $70 million at the time. By the time bank officials discovered the audacious theft on Monday morning, the criminals had vanished without a trace. The aftermath was a whirlwind of investigations and manhunts. The sheer scale of the burglary drew international attention. Brazilian authorities, under immense pressure, launched an exhaustive search for the culprits. Over time, several gang members were apprehended, and a portion of the stolen money was recovered. However, the vast majority of the stolen cash remains unaccounted for. The Banko Central burglary is emblematic of the lengths to which individuals will go for a monumental payday. The meticulous planning, patience, and execution displayed by the gang challenge the conventional images of bank heists filled with gunfire and high-speed chases. Instead, it showcased a methodical approach where stealth, engineering prowess, and audacity combined to pull off a heist of unprecedented scale. Today, the tale of the Banko Central burglary serves as a somber lesson for financial institutions worldwide. In the realm of heists, it remains an awe-inspiring testament to human ingenuity and the ever-evolving battle between criminals and the establishments they seek to challenge. Number 5. The Antwerp Diamond Heist, 2003. Antwerp, Belgium, often hailed as the diamond capital of the world, was the epicenter of what would come to be known as the heist of the century. The Antwerp Diamond District, with its labyrinthine streets, is a veritable fortress, boasting a turnover of over $48 billion in diamonds each year. Yet even this fortress wasn't impregnable, as 2003 would reveal. But Notar Bartolo and his team were undeterred. Their meticulous planning took them years, using techniques ranging from old-school lockpicking to advanced surveillance. They even replicated the vault in a warehouse to practice their breach. On the weekend of February 15, 2003, their plan was set into motion. Navigating through the complex security systems, they employed an array of strategies. Key to their success was a canister of hairspray used to prevent the vault's heat detectors from tripping. Once inside, they faced the main vault, packed with 123 deposit boxes made of steel and copper. With practiced precision, they cracked open 109 of these, leaving the vault littered with diamonds, gold, and other precious items. By the time the theft was discovered, the gang had made off with loot valued at more than $100 million. However, it wasn't the perfect crime they had envisioned. A partially eaten sandwich left behind by one of the gang members became their undoing, as DNA evidence led to Notar Bartolo's arrest. In the subsequent trial, Notar Bartolo was handed a 10-year sentence. The mystery, however, deepened. He claimed the heist was an inside job, orchestrated by diamond dealers to claim insurance money. While this claim remains unproven, the whereabouts of the stolen diamonds adds to the enigma. They were never recovered. The Antwerp diamond heist is a mesmerizing blend of ambition, precision, and human fallibility. While the thieves displayed unparalleled skill in bypassing one of the world's most secure vaults, they were also victims of their own oversights. The tale serves as a powerful narrative of the eternal dance between security and audacity, and the thin line that separates legendary heists from the clutches of the law. Number 6. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum Theft, 1990. In the annals of art thefts, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist occupies a haunting space, echoing not just with the audacity of the perpetrators, but also with the profound sense of cultural loss it entailed. It was a theft so brazen, so meticulous, that it left an indelible scar on the tapestry of the art world and remains unsolved to this day. Late into the night of March 18, 1990, two men donned police uniforms, their guise affording them entry into the historic Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. Under the pretense of responding to a reported disturbance, they managed to outwit the security, binding and gagging the guards on duty. The sheer value of the stolen artwork was staggering, estimated at around $500 million. But beyond the monetary worth was the cultural impoverishment. a theft from humanity itself, as these artworks represented shared heritage and artistic brilliance. The investigation into the theft quickly turned labyrinthine. Numerous leads emerged, from local mob connections to international art smugglers. But each seemed to dissolve into a dead end. Speculations abound. Some suggest the artworks were used as a bargaining chip in the criminal underworld, while others fear they may have been lost forever, hidden away or destroyed. The museum, in a gesture of hope and remembrance, chose to leave the frames of the stolen artworks hanging empty. These vacant frames serve as a poignant reminder of the irreplaceable treasures lost, echoing with the silent plea for their return. Over the years, the museum has increased the reward for any information leading to the recovery of the artworks to a staggering $10 million. Despite the extensive efforts of law enforcement agencies and art detectives, the mystery of the Isabella Stewart Gardner museum theft remains unsolved. It stands as a testament to the vulnerability of even the most guarded treasures and the lengths individuals will go to in their quest for riches and infamy. 3 decades on, the heist continues to captivate the global imagination, a tantalizing enigma wrapped in layers of intrigue, speculation, and the enduring hope for the return of masterpieces lost in time. Number 7. The Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Burglary, 2015. London's Hatton Garden, famed for its glittering array of jewelry shops and a deep-seated history entwined with precious gems, bore witness to a heist that would not only shatter records but also challenge stereotypes about age and audacity. The Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Burglary of 2015 wasn't orchestrated by young, tech-savvy criminals. Instead, it was the handiwork of a gang of aging thieves, some in their 70s, fittingly dubbed the Bad Grandpas. The real challenge lay in the vault. 2 meters of reinforced concrete stood between them and their target. Undeterred, they employed a heavy-duty diamond-tipped drill, painstakingly boring through the formidable barrier. Their experience was evident. They maneuvered around a metal cabinet placed as a secondary line of defense, gaining access to the safe deposit boxes. The bounty they extracted was immense: jewels, cash, and precious artifacts worth up to £200 million. Their exit, much like their entry, was quiet and discreet. By the time the burglary was discovered, the Bad Grandpas had vanished, leaving behind an empty vault and a trail of bafflement. The audacity of the crime sent shockwaves across the UK. A meticulous investigation by the Metropolitan Police's flying squad slowly began to piece the puzzle together. Surveillance footage, DNA evidence from the crime scene, and covert audio recordings eventually led to the identification and capture of the gang members. In court, their age played a central role in the narrative. These were not young rogues, but seasoned criminals, challenging the notion that age diminishes daring or capability. Each gang member was handed substantial prison sentences, but the majority of the stolen goods remain unrecovered. The Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Burglary serves as a stark reminder of the allure of high-stakes crime, transcending generational boundaries. The heist's audacity, the age of the perpetrators, and the vast fortune that remains missing combine to create a tale that seems almost fictional. Yet, amidst the intrigue, it underscores a fundamental truth. In the realm of crime, experience and audacity can, sometimes, outshine youth and technology. Number 8. The Theft of the Mona Lisa, 1911. Of all the stolen masterpieces in history, few thefts resonate with the same sense of astonishment as the brazen abduction of Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. For an artwork that now commands an almost reverential status, its disappearance from the Louvre in 1911 sent shockwaves around the globe, offering a drama-infused narrative that blended audacity, national pride, and, inevitably, the allure of the enigmatic smile. The theft was discovered the following day, and the ensuing manhunt was frenetic. Newspapers worldwide carried headlines of the missing masterpiece, and speculation was rampant. Who could have stolen the world's most recognized painting, and why? The French police, faced with dead-end leads and increasing public pressure, even interrogated the likes of Pablo Picasso, suspecting avant-garde artists might be behind the theft. Perugia, however, had managed to keep the painting hidden in a trunk in his Paris apartment for over 2 years. His motivation? A convoluted blend of nationalism and a belief that the Mona Lisa should be returned to Italy, its rightful home, after being unlawfully taken by Napoleon, a historically inaccurate belief as the painting was bought legitimately. The thief's downfall came in 1913 when he contacted Alfredo Geri, a gallery director in Florence. Claiming to possess the stolen Mona Lisa, he sought a reward for its return to Italy. Suspicious, Geri and the gallery's curator collaborated with the police, leading to Perugia's arrest and the painting's recovery. Perugia's trial in Italy was a spectacle. Portraying himself as a patriotic hero, he received a relatively lenient sentence of 1 year and 15 days. The Mona Lisa embarked on a brief tour across Italy before returning to the Louvre, its absence having amplified its allure manifold. This audacious theft, paradoxically, elevated the Mona Lisa from a masterpiece to a global icon. Perugia's act, driven by a misguided sense of nationalism, inadvertently bestowed upon the painting an aura of mystique that transcends art and enters the realm of legend. The story of its theft and return remains a captivating chapter in the long history of this enigmatic portrait and its elusive smile. Number 9. The Pink Panthers International Jewelry Thefts, 2000s. In the realm of high-stakes heists, few criminal organizations have achieved the same level of infamy, sophistication, and audacity as the Pink Panthers. This international network of thieves, hailing largely from the Balkans, carried out a series of meticulously planned and flawlessly executed jewelry heists across the world, from the sun-drenched shores of Saint-Tropez to the bustling streets of Tokyo. Named after the famous Peter Sellers movies due to a stolen diamond found in a jar of face cream, a scenario reminiscent of the film, the Pink Panthers are believed to have been involved in thefts totaling over $500 million. Their modus operandi combined precision planning, swift execution, and a flair for the dramatic. A particularly audacious theft in Cannes in 2003 captures their signature style. 2 members, dressed in floral shirts, stormed the prestigious Julian jewelry store. While one brandished a hand grenade, his accomplice swiftly filled a bag with gems and watches. The entire operation took a mere minute, but the loot was worth a staggering €1 million. Their operations, though varied, bore certain hallmarks. They often used stolen luxury cars, targeted high-profile events and exhibitions, and exploited the element of surprise. Their members, often ex-soldiers with expertise in weapons and tactics, were known for their discipline and lack of violence unless confronted. The international nature of their crimes presented a significant challenge for law enforcement agencies. The Panthers exploited borders, frequently changing locations and using forged documents. Their network, decentralized and fluid, made infiltration difficult. By the 2010s, however, the net began to close in. Collaborative efforts between international police agencies, notably Interpol's Pink Panther Working Group, resulted in several arrests. Still, many members remain at large, and the true depth and expanse of their network remain shrouded in mystery. The Pink Panthers, with their blend of audacity and artistry, have etched their name into the annals of criminal legend. Their heists, bearing the mark of both professionalism and theatricality, challenge the conventional narrative of crime, offering instead a kaleidoscope of tales where the lines between villains, anti-heroes, and cinematic spectacles blur intriguingly. Number 10. The Theft of the Scream, 2004. Edvard Munch's The Scream is more than just a painting. It's an emotion, a distilled representation of existential angst that has resonated with viewers for over a century. When the iconic artwork was stolen from the Munch Museum in Oslo in 2004, it wasn't merely a theft of canvas and paint, but a seizure of cultural heritage. On August 22, 2004, 2 masked thieves stormed into the Munch Museum during daylight hours, with visitors witnessing the audacious act in disbelief. The criminals brazenly removed The Scream and another of Munch's works, Madonna, from the wall. Their method was crude and forceful. They threatened staff and visitors with firearms, ensuring compliance and buying time. The entire operation was swift, lasting just minutes, but the damage done both in terms of monetary value and cultural loss, was incalculable. A getaway car, set aflame shortly after the theft, served as a diversion and delayed the police response. By the time authorities were mobilized, the thieves and the priceless artworks had vanished. The theft sent shockwaves globally. The Scream, already one of the most recognized artworks in the world, was now also one of the most famously stolen. The Norwegian police, aided by Interpol, launched an extensive manhunt. They faced numerous challenges, from false leads to the daunting possibility that the artwork could be damaged, destroyed, or lost forever. The culprits faced trial and were handed substantial prison sentences. But for the art community and the public at large, the real relief came from the return of a beloved masterpiece. Restoration efforts began immediately, and experts painstakingly worked to heal the wounds inflicted on the iconic painting. The theft of the Scream highlights a broader vulnerability: how artworks, regardless of their fame or value, remain susceptible to the whims of criminals. But the painting's recovery also offers a testament to the enduring spirit of human determination, collaboration, and the universal desire to preserve cultural heritage. In the annals of art thefts, the heist of the Scream stands out not just for its audacity, but also for its emblematic nature. It reminds us that art, in its many forms, captures the essence of humanity, and any attempt to steal or suppress it will invariably be met with resistance, resilience, and an unwavering quest for restoration.